And we are live. Hello, 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 BEC. We are back in the building. And listen, don't tell nobody this, but I'm with my favorite person, one of my favorite people. I'm with Coach Reggie McCrimmon tonight. Coach Reg, look, guys, you know him, you love him. You already told me. Where's Coach Reg? When is Coach Reggie coming back? They've
I
been
love
listening,
it. Love it.
Coach Reggie. I know you don't realize this, but they've been asking about you, bro. They
Let's
ask about
go.
you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Happy to be back. Thank you so much.
Good, 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 good. Listen, so we have a new time. We're testing out this new time this week. We usually come on live at 8 o'clock, and we had a lot of people say, "Why is 8 o'clock? Can we push it back a little bit? Can we make it later?" I was like, "Oh, all right." So I got some night owls in the BEC in the Black Educator Circle. So we're testing out this 8:30 this week. And so if you're here, if you're live in with us, go ahead and drop a hello in the chat. Where are you watching us from? We want to see you. We want to get to know you. I'm just gonna I tell you this all the time. For those of you who are new to this, I am broadcasting live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yes, yes, that's right. Home of the Phillies, home of the Eagles. Y'all better recognize what it is. No.
Eagles.
Broadcasting live from Philly. And it is a pleasure to be here. We will never, ever keep you long, as we know that this is a late broadcast, but we wanted to come on here because this week we're talking about fixing your face. I want all my educators to fix their face this week. Why? Because we're all looking at this month, which is getting the money. How do I go from the traditional education route that I'm on to getting six figures? Now, whether that mean move up in education or jump ship, move out of education, you trying to get the bag. This month, we're talking about six-figure success in the Black Educator Circle. And so I want you to be with me. I hope everyone is on here with me. I know that everyone is not a night owl. So with that, I understand. But Coach Reggie, we do have a lot of people catching the replay. So isn't that good news?
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Exactly,
You can't be here live. You got to get the replay for sure.
That's right. That's right. So a lot of our people catch the replay. So if you're watching this on replay, if you're catching the replay, type hashtag replay in the chat, please. And I will definitely reach out to you. I will definitely reach out to you. So we no love lost. We understand it is a school night. So go ahead and type hashtag replay in the chat. And I just want to make sure that you are watching this and you are fully engaged. As I say every night, I am 5'3". When y'all meet me in person, you're going to be like, "Hey, Dr. Pryor, what's going on?" I see you laughing over there, Coach Reggie. I see you laughing.
I didn't expect 5'3", to be honest.
It ain't that funny, Coach Reggie. It ain't that. No.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
But look, because I'm 5'3", I'm too short to be long-winded. So we're going to dig deep. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. Coach Reg, why don't you go ahead? He has a baby. I just want to put that out there. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? We have had a influx of members in the BEC. We actually saw 200 additional members this past weekend. I understand. I understand. So people may not know you. So if they don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Reginald McCrimmon. I am a career coach. I help people improve in their careers, especially educators. Whether you want to move up in education or out of education, like Dr. Pride said, I help you get there. Giving you the tools, the tips, the tricks, the resources that you didn't even know were out there. I got them for you. That's what I do.
I love it. I love it. And thank you so much for being here. For those of you who don't know, Coach Reggie is not a guest. All right, because you're only a guest one time. So Coach Reggie is not a guest. If you wanted to check out his intro interview that we did, and we had a really good time. It is in the BEC. So go ahead and scroll all the way back. Check out his intro interview. We had a really fun time, but he's not new to this anymore, guys. He is true to this. And we are so happy to have you here, Coach Reg. Look, I see you. I see you. I see you. I'm happy that you are with me. Thank you so much for showing us some love and waving. And we are very happy that you are here. So all good. Listen, Coach Reg, we're talking tonight about The ugly truth behind your resume.
Yeah.
The ugly truth behind your resume. Now, and I know a lot of you are listening. You're like, my resume is pretty. I don't understand. My resume is nice. Let me drop the bomb on you with this, okay? Your resume may very well be the reason you are stuck in the position that you're in. That's why this week I wanted to focus on the things that you haven't thought about that could possibly be holding you back. And I want you to be freed from those things by the end of the week. And so I wanted to start with the big one. Which tonight we're talking about your resume, the ugly truth behind your resume. Listen, a lot of you all have resumes, and because you have a resume, it's all good. You feel as though I can just copy and paste and send that thing everywhere, right? And I understand that, that might have been true a few years ago, but that is not the case today. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. That's not the case today. And let me pick on one thing. You got that generic objective smack dab at the top of that thing. I know, I understand. You cannot have a generic objective at the top of your resume. Let me explain. Now, companies, corporations, nonprofit organizations, big business, they want to know, what will you do for me? Not your objective in general, not your personal objective. They really could not care less about that. We're in the BEC, so this is a safe space. I just want to keep it real, right? If you put on top of your resume a general objective, it dilutes who you are and what you actually bring to the table. Okay. And so what you need an objective that will wow them. You also need, in that objective, it needs to be straightforward. It doesn't need to be 3 sentences. Nobody got time for that. I'm telling you. And listen, I am not new to this. I'm true to this. Why? Because I update it is a practice of mine. It is a professional practice of mine to update my resume every year, whether I'm looking for something or not, because we never know when we're going to need it. So if someone were to say, Dr. Pride, I saw your live, it really spoke to me. We've got a position, as the director of curriculum at the district. Would you be interested? Send me your resume. My response doesn't have to be, give me a few days and I'll shoot me your email address. I'm ready to go. And so I want you to make sure that your objective is not generic. Another thing with us, and can I be real? Because we in the circle. Coach Reggie, can I be real?
Talk about it.
Okay, I appreciate it, because we in the circle. So Coach Reggie gave me permission to be real, so I'm gonna keep it real. Another thing about us, right? Another thing about us is we oftentimes undersell ourselves. We undersell our achievements. Coach Jackie came on here and talked to you guys about that in your mindset and how you undersell yourself. You don't give yourself credit for what you really do and the changes that you've made, right? And the growth and the development that you've had all these years in education. Stop underselling your achievements, right? This is what I need you to do. Tell the people what you did. Don't shy away from it. If that means that I need to take a minute and literally, in my mind, go through year after year, sift through year after year, every event, every big thing that I planned. One of the ways that helped me do that was I was able to go through my emails, not click on them, but go through the subject lines in my emails, in my district email, so I could see the initiatives that I was a part of. And a lot of times the subject lines, just reading the subject lines in the emails, I was like, oh, I forgot I was on that project. And I would then add that to my resume. I hope I'm helping somebody.
Listen,
I hope I'm giving you some.
Listen, but I'm taking notes.
Okay. Thank you.
I never thought about having clients look through their emails, because we talk about this all the time, like all the things that you've done. Never even thought about, you just look through your emails. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I never clicked. I never clicked because you get into a rabbit hole. So I never had to click anything. But my district email, I would go through the subject lines. Oh yeah, I forgot I was on that project. Oh, I forgot I was on that. Some people like to go through their calendar as well. Because if your district or if your school was really good with whatever you're involved in, they would, it would be a calendar invite. You can also quickly look through your calendar as well. So I hope I'm giving somebody some tips and some tricks, but we've got to, as a people, stop underselling ourselves. We have to, as a people, stop like really, really undervaluing our accomplishments and achievements. You're the bomb. And I know I'm aging myself with this, but I don't care. We all mid-career. You're the bomb. Okay. Stop underselling your achievements. All right. I want you to make sure that even the duties, even your daily duties, your responsibilities in the building are on your resume, not just the big projects, right? But even the duties, even the things that your principal was like, can you think you could head this up for me real quick? Because, so and so, I want that to be on your resume. Why? Because it was a responsibility. And we have no idea what our next employer is looking for. I hope I'm helping someone. If I'm helping you, drop in the chat, drop something in the chat, please. Say hello, say amen. Say, I know some people are church people. That's what we do. We church people here. Listen, say amen, say something, put it in the chat. And look, Coach Reggie, I always say, look, this is a relay team. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Coach Reggie. Go ahead. What you got?
I appreciate it. I'm just going to build off what you said because I love this is when I meet with people, these are some of the things that we talk about. Your resume, like you saying, I update my resume constantly. I don't wait until there's an opportunity. We have to shift our mindsets to understand that your resume is a living, breathing document. You don't just say, I'm going to eat this week. Next week, I ain't going to eat though, but I'm going to eat this week. No, it's a constant thing that you do. It is a living, breathing thing. I have to constantly update my resume because I'm always on a new project. I always have a new responsibility, a new task, right? So constantly updating, love it. Get the humility out of here. There's no reason for us to be humble. This idea that, hey, I'm just going to be humble about my resume. This ain't humble time. This is flex time. This is shine time. This is time for me to let you know everything I truly did, right? The stuff that my boss don't want to give me credit for, but I really made happen. Oh, this is the time. This is the time
to going on that resume.
That's going on the resume.
That's right.
And to your point of responsibilities, another part of shifting your mindset on resumes is not that this is not a document of job responsibilities. This is just about skill set, right? This is about to showcase different skills that you have, whether you had the job title or not. You may not have had the job title of coach, but you trained multiple teachers. You were giving feedback. You were in lessons. You were coaching.
That's right. You were coaching.
That is a skill that you have that may be on your resume. I don't care if you had the title of grade team leader. Were you leading the team? Were people coming to you for feedback and advice and suggestions? That's a leader, right? So that skill set needs to be demonstrated on your resume. So I just first wanted to start by saying you preaching, and I love it, and I love it.
Thank you.
No problem. Some of the things that we want to talk about, like you said, resumes are different now, and applying for jobs are different now than it has been 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago. We have all types of new technology that are being implemented that we have to be aware of. And the better we understand the technology, the better we can use it to our advantage. So the first thing we want to talk about is applicant tracking systems, right? When you submit your resume or submit your application, back in the day, it would go to a person. Like you bring your resume in person, right? It goes to a person. Such and such reads your resume, says, hey, we approve. We're going to put you in the approved side.
That's right. That's right.
And you not going to go on the interview side. Well, now we have AIs, robots, essentially, that do this process for us. However, the robot doesn't know you. The robot can't like really identify like, oh, I think you're qualified. I think you got it. What the robot does is look for keywords, key terms from the job description. So Your number one trick right here is if you don't have language from the job description on
Yes.
your resume, you're probably not getting an interview.
Mm.
I was talking to a client earlier today about applicant tracking systems. And I can say, hey, I make hamburgers. All right. I make hamburgers. That's what I do. If I'm applying for a job that says, I need you to make Big Macs, but I make Whoppers. And on my resume, I say, I make Whoppers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the applicant tracking system is looking for people who make Big Macs. So yours says Whopper. So I'm sorry, you don't pass.
Exactly.
Even though a person would be able to say, hey, it's still burgers.
It's the same skill set.
If you can make a Whopper, you can make a Big Mac. It's a burger.
Exactly.
The AI, the applicant tracking system says, nah, you make Whoppers. We're looking for Big Mac people, right? So you have to put on your resume, in this example, I make Big Macs, right? So to your point of, we're not using the same resume every time. Right. Every time you apply to a job, we got to change the language.
That's right.
Because they're using a different tracking system. So if you have one resume, this generic resume that you use for every job, unfortunately, you are probably not getting called in for interviews. And it's not because you're not talented. It's not because you're not skilled. It's not because you are not capable. It's because you don't know how to work the system.
Right.
You literally just don't know how to beat or use the applicant tracking system to your advantage. So you're not getting called in. And after time, you feel discouraged. I'm not qualified. I'm not enough. And that's not the case at all. You just don't know the technology. So this is some of the things that we teach you how to use this technology. What are some things that we can do? Little changes, because you don't have to make 70,000 resumes, but there are little changes that you can make in your resume to appeal to each applicant tracking system.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Can you drop just one little gem, maybe one thing?
Yeah, got you. So as far as applicant tracking systems, changing some of those keywords and details, I will say a gem overall for your resume is, all right, now listen, I like hip hop. So there's a hip hop artist, Young Dolph, who said, if you ain't talking money, I don't want to talk.
All right.
We take Young Dolph's principle and apply it to resumes. And instead of money, we say numbers. If you ain't talking numbers, I don't want to talk.
That's good.
If you don't have numbers on your resume, you're also not getting called in for interviews. If the only numbers on your resume is your cell phone number or your zip code,
ain't happening, Captain.
It's not happening. Right? To your point, when we're talking about that impact, I can say I taught a class. Okay, cool. You taught a class. You didn't tell me how many students you taught. You didn't tell me. You told me you managed the budget. You didn't tell me of how much. Right? You're not including numbers. How do I know as an employer that you are qualified to do the job that I need you to do if I don't know the numbers that you've worked with in the past?
This is good, Coach Reggie. This is good.
So if the only numbers you have on your resume is your cell phone, your area code, your zip code, whatever.
It ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
Yep.
It ain't happening. Yep.
Wow. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yep.
Besides numbers, you know, sometimes we read these resumes, and like I said, I've been on multiple hiring committees. Sometimes we read these resumes and it seems as though, and you know, with the cover letter as well. So I'm gonna throw the cover letter in there as well. Like we're reading the same narrative over and over and over and over again. It gets tiresome. And then, you know, you start to say, well, this can't be genuine. This is definitely not authentic. Because I mean, I heard the same thing like 3 times already in this stack of resumes that I'm reading, or this stack of cover letters that I'm reading. So how would you advise our people, our family in the BEC to kind of balance that out?
I think if it helps by understanding that, like we said, the resume is a highlight reel of different skills. So at this job, I might have utilized these skills, while in this role, I utilize these skills, while in this role, I utilize these. So instead of, right, and I could have been a teacher each time, right? I could have just different teaching positions. But
I love that.
Instead of saying like, okay, I increase student engagement. Okay, I increase student engagement. Okay, I increase student engagement. We could talk about different skills. We can talk about your ability to lead projects, right? To your point, did you help plan any event? Event? Because we're talking about skills. So now you're an event coordinator. Now you are a project coordinator. right? Project manager. So if you wanted to shift, hint for those people who want to shift out of education, right? Teachers are great at program management and project management. So if this is a good time for you to highlight some of the projects that you've led. Okay, so that I could talk about that in one job title. In a different job title, I could talk about my ability to coach teachers, to help teachers grow. Yes. I can talk about my ability to engage parents, engage community in a different job title. So here is each job title says the same thing. Middle school teacher, right? Whatever, each one has middle school teacher, but we highlighted different skills in each one. So it's not repetitive. And now the employer is like, oh my God, like they do this, yo, we gotta bring them in. We gotta talk to her. We gotta talk to him. Like, yo, dude, I gotta know a little bit more. Right. And that's what we're looking for. And that's the appeal we want to create with our resumes.
And this is so important because that resume, that's your first, that's how you get your toe in the door to get that interview. Your resume speaks in places that you can't. It speaks in areas, in tight inner circles that it goes in places that you're not and that you'll never be. And so you really got to be careful and make sure this resume is on point. The reason I decided to highlight the resume today is because, people say, oh, I'll just update my resume with my last position. And, because I can't afford to do anything else. I can't afford to do anything else. Right. But my response to that is you can't afford not to. Like, you can't afford to risk it because your resume speaks for you in these places that you're not invited to be in. You doing it, updating it yourself is not going to cut it. Updating your resume yourself isn't going to cut it. Your professional branding has to be on point. And the resume is like the foundation of that. If you want to talk about makeup, right? So I this week I was like, tongue in cheek a little bit. I was like, look, I'm gonna be real fun with this week, right? Let's fix our face. I've been told numerous times by my parents, anytime I got in trouble, fix your face. So my father was Caribbean. He passed in 2000. My father was Caribbean from Papine, Jamaica. And I'm telling you, my mother is from deep South Georgia, Jackson, Kingsland, Georgia, the exit right above Jacksonville, Florida, right? So deep South Georgia. Cotton Fields, y'all not understanding. Cotton Fields, Georgia. Yeah. Okay. All right. So they would tell me all the time, fix your face. After I would get a pop, after I would be corrected, and I'd be sitting there pouting, fix your face. So I wanted this week to be fix your face because your resume is a part of the face. Your resume is like, for women, the foundation. Your resume goes before you. It's the first thing that they see. So this week we're talking about fixing your face, getting that professional branding on point, right? And so you've really not only just what Coach Reggie said, which is you've got to make sure the narrative is right and it's tailored to each resume, right? You also have to make sure your professional branding is on point. And we're going to dig deep into that all throughout the week. We're talking about LinkedIn. We're talking about your cover letter. We're talking about anything that represents you when you're not speaking. Look, people need to see and understand the expert that you are. Mm-hmm. You're an expert. You are a master of your craft, and it's about time everyone knows. Your experience speaks volumes. Your expertise speaks volumes. So what that means is these techniques need to be front and center on your resume. You may not know the buzzwords. You may not know, the things that AI recognizes, right? Which is why you need to seek professional services. And our very own Coach Reggie, this is what he does. This is what he does for a living. I'm so happy that he is a coach in masterful teaching because this is what he does for a living. I want to make sure that everyone knows, go ahead and reach out to Coach Reggie. If you are interested in getting that facelift, that's what I want to call it. If you're interested in getting that facelift, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat right now. Even if you're watching this on replay, I want you to type a 2 in the chat right now. If you're interested in getting that makeover, getting that facelift with Coach Reggie, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat right now, and we will make sure that we reach out to you. Okay, we will make sure that we reach out to you. Listen, I'm too short to be long-winded, and it is 8:58. You got something else for me, Coach?
No,
I think you do.
Yep, Dr. Pride, I just want to piggyback on what you said about getting the support, eliciting the support of others. Like to your point of makeup, I think of like people getting ready for prom, people getting ready for weddings, like important events, right? Those important events, those things that matter, you elicit the support of professionals, right? For wedding, you have the baddest person do your makeup. For
and prom, a professional photographer. Everybody professional.
Right? Everybody. If I am trying to lose weight, I'm gonna hire a trainer.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, can you help a nutritionist? Right? I'm gonna reach out to those who are experts in the field in order to help me when it's important. I would think that when it comes to your career, that's important. Yes. Right? When it comes to like making major differences in your life, right? If we can help you get a job in which you make $15,000 more a year, and you work there for the next 3 years, right? That's $45,000 of extra income that was brought into your pocket because we helped you with your resume, because we helped you with interview prep. It's more than worth it.
Right.
It's literally life-changing, So I would say keep in mind when something's important, you elicit the help of professionals. We got you.
We got you. We definitely have you. Coach Reggie is not new to this. He is true to this. He has years of experience under his belt. I've already explained to you my over 15 years. You are in amazing hands. You are in amazing hands. If you are interested, we want to reach out to you. Go ahead and put a 2 in the chat right now. If you were interested, even if you're watching this on replay, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat right now. This is what we're coming at you with this week. We're not just telling you to fix your face like my parents told me. We're gonna help you fix your face.
Yeah, we're gonna help you out.
The help and support is here, right? Because I was told, look, I'm gonna be real. I was told fix your face.
Yep.
Okay. So the backhand was the help. That's all the help that was offered to me, right? But I'm gonna let you know we are here as coaches in the BEC to help you fix your face. So go ahead and put that 2 in the chat. We will then, of course, reach out to you and take it from there. The offer will last until next week, Monday. So from the 10th, this is the offer this week. Last week, the offer was a strategy session. This week, the offer is a makeover, a resume and cover letter makeover with Coach Reggie. So please make sure you take advantage of the offer this week. It will close on the 16th. Now, a lot of you know, once you take that resume out of wherever, God knows where it is, you blow on that thing, dust goes all over the room, right? You're going to need a professional.
Yeah.
You know why you're going to need a professional? Because number one, your resume is on 2 stone tablets. That's number one. Okay, that's number one. I just going to keep it real, right? Yeah. Number 2, the last job that was on the resume was the job after McDonald's that you had. Right? None of your teaching is on there. Probably the daycare that you started at. I mean, I'm just saying, you got to make sure, you have to make sure that resume represents not who you were, but who you are now.
Right.
And the value that you bring to the table. People don't understand, they sleep on that thing, but this is in essence the first impression. Which is why when you're asking yourself, I apply to all of these jobs, I've applied and applied, and they don't even ask me to come and interview. They don't give me the time of day.
Yeah.
If you let me and Coach Reggie look at your resume, we'll tell you why. That's all we want to do. All we want to do is look at your resume. Put 2 in the chat. Type a 2 right now in the chat in the comment section. If you would be so kind as to have us just look at your resume for you, just type a 2 in the chat. Okay. And even if you're watching this on replay, go ahead and type the 2 in the chat and we will reach out to you. But we'll let you know what. We will look at your resume after you dust it off and we will let you know why. Y'all know I'm a jokester. And we will let you know why. Listen, you can't afford to risk this.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence. We are mid-career educators. Time is of the essence. We don't have that type of time. We're not in our 20s. Haven't been in some time now. So we can't afford to risk the next big opportunity because we didn't fix our face. I want you to know that it's not about inability, because a lot of us are getting on the defense as we're educators. Like, I can do it. We know you can. Me and Coach Reggie, Coach Jackie, we know you can do this thing. We know it. And you know you can do it. But what it is it's about ensuring you've got the best possible edge in this competitive market. You're not understanding. They're not just getting one resume and 2 resumes to look at. Guys, they're getting piles, stacks of resumes. So what is going to make you stand out? The makeover that we give you. So that when your resume shows up, woo, buddy. This is the one right here. We're going to help you craft an unforgettable resume. Dr. Pride, Coach Reggie, trust me, the makeover that we give you will be unforgettable. Okay? I want you to give yourself this advantage. Give yourself the advantage of having a professional look and make over your resume. Just like Coach Reggie said, he was right on point when he said to you, you invest in everything else. It's time to invest in yourself. It's time to invest in your advancement. I want you to sit with that. The time is now 9:04. It is a school night, so I'm going to respect your time as always. Coach Reggie, thank you so much.
No problem.
Dropping in tonight. Guys, he still doesn't have a Facebook page. I just want
you Why are you doing this?
He still don't have a Facebook page. I was like, Coach Reggie, did you see the group? We've got like 200 additional members. He was like, Dr. Pryor, you know I don't have a Facebook. Lord have mercy. But Coach Reggie and I will meet you on Zoom. I promise. He's good with Zoom. But we are here to help you and support you and support all of our Black and brown educators. That's our passion. You all are our hearts. And we want to make sure to put you in the best possible light when it is time for you to make that career leap. All right, guys, have a great night. If you have questions, also DM me. You can't DM him, but if you have questions, go ahead. I'm sorry. I know it's rough. If you have questions, go ahead and DM me. DM me and I will get back to you ASAP. And look, if you have questions about the offer, let me know. I'm more than happy to relieve any misconceptions that you may have. All right, guys, we will talk to you later. The offer is open until next week, Monday. So please take advantage of it. It is heavily discounted. Coach Reggie and I want to make sure that you put your best foot forward at all times. Tomorrow night, look, we talked about fixing your face. Okay. So tomorrow night, let me remove this. So tomorrow night, we've got something special for you for tomorrow. Look, we talked about what's going on in terms of your resume tonight. So you already know what's coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are talking about LinkedIn. How do we update that? What do people see when they looked at our LinkedIn page? Maybe I'm speaking a foreign language. Maybe a lot of you are like, LinkedIn, what is that? I only have Facebook. Listen, when we start job searching, you got to get up on LinkedIn. So tomorrow, I'm coming back and talking to you about LinkedIn, giving you the tips, tools, and strategies and techniques to get your LinkedIn page on point so that recruiters are attracted to you. Hunting while you have a full-time job is tiresome. You grow weary of the hunt. So I want to attract leaders. I want to attract opportunities to you. I want opportunities. See, I'm tired. I want opportunities to be attracted to you. So all you're doing is dropping in your inbox and saying, yeah, I'm interested, or nah, that ain't for me. Right? So we're going to make it happen tomorrow when we talk about LinkedIn. Coach Reggie, thank you so much. We want everyone to have a good night.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me. Y'all have a good one.
Good night, everyone.